Good morning, everybody. It's Terrence from 3.6. Hope everybody's having an amazing day so far. Today, we're going to do a ULS lesson. We're going to read a story called The Big Move by Karen Lugers, illustrated by Alex Weishart. So I'm curious what this movie or this story could be about. The Big Move. So possibly moving all their things out of their house, maybe moving to a new house or an apartment or to go live with somebody else. So let's find out what the big move is all about. So first, we're going to look at some words we're going to learn. So words to learn. Care center, a place to live where there are individual rooms and nursing care is provided. Support staff, people who are paid to help others in need. Home health care or home health aide, a person who helps someone at home with tasks like bathing, dressing, housekeeping, or staying organized. Things to learn from this story. So we're going to discuss some things we're going to learn from the story. Moving into your own place takes time and planning. That it does. You may need support staff to help care for yourself when you live alone. The big move. Katie lives in a care center. Katie needs help every day. At the care center, nurses and aides can help take care of her. They help her take a shower. They help her get dressed. They help feed Katie. All right, so we're learning about a individual named Katie who lives in a care center. And Katie needs help every day, so she can't do some things for herself. So she needs some assistance. And at the care center, there's nurses and aides or support staff to help take care of her. So they can do things like help her take a shower, they help her get dressed, and they help feed her. So a lot of important life skills that Katie is not able to do for herself, so she does need help from others. At the care center, Katie has a roommate. Her roommate needs help every day too. Katie and her roommate eat in a big dining room. Katie likes the people here. They are nice to her. The care center is her home. So at this page, we're learning about at the care center, Katie has a roommate. So she's living with somebody in the same room, it sounds like. Her roommate needs help every day too. So just like Katie, she also needs assistance from other people as well because she's unable to do some things for herself. Katie and her roommate eat in a big dining room. So it sounds like they go to like a cafeteria, like we have at school at the Torrance Center. So they eat there, probably eat with a bunch of other people. Katie likes the people here, so that's always good. It's always nice that you enjoy being around those that you have to live with or work around. You want to make sure that you get along with those people. That is very important. So it sounds like they're nice to her, and the care center is her home. Katie has a dream. She wants to live in her own house. A house for Katie will cost money. A house for Katie will take time to find. A house for Katie will need a support staff to help care for her needs. So Katie has a dream, right? She wants to live in her own house. She wants to move out of the care center, have her own home. But in order to do that, it sounds like Katie's going to need a few things, right? She's going to need money. So she's going to need a source of income, some kind of way that she can make money to help pay for the mortgage payment or the rent payment if she's renting it, paying for all the bills there, electricity, gas, things like that cost money. And if you have cable, internet, things like that, all cost money. So a house for Katie will take time to find. So that's also important, is finding the right home for you. For her, assuming Katie is in a wheelchair, it looks like, she's probably going to have little use for a second floor in her home. So she's going to want to look for like a ranch style home, one floor. And she's probably going to want to find one that is reasonably priced. So not too expensive, just the right price so that she can make that monthly mortgage payment without struggling to pay bills and pay for food and things like that. A house for Katie will need a support staff to help care for her needs. So on top of that, Katie's still going to need somebody there to help her at the house. Just like she has nurses and support staff at the care center, she's also going to need them at her new home. One day, Katie's parents ask her if she wants to live in her own house. Katie smiles. She is very excited. Katie's parents and support staff find a house. Katie's dream will come true. So Katie's parents finally ask her if she wants to live in her own house. Maybe they've had this conversation with her before, asking what she wants to do with her life. Does she want a job? Where does she want to live? And maybe she's advocated for herself and spoke about how she'd like to live in her own home. And her parents finally asked her that. Katie was excited. She smiled. Her parents realized how excited she was. And Katie's parents and support staff, they found a house. So people working with Katie were able to find a house reasonable for her. And Katie's dreams will come true. Something Katie always wanted. If she can get that house, her dreams have come true. Katie's house needs changes. The house needs a wheelchair ramp. The house needs a roll-in shower. The house needs a home health aide to help care for Katie. When the house is ready, Katie moves in. Katie's dream is coming true. So the house that she's buying does not have some things, and they need to make some adjustments to the house. They need to install some things, make some accommodations for her. So they need to put in a wheelchair ramp so she can get a wheelchair ramp out from maybe the van that she comes driving in or gets dropped off on if she goes out in the community, or even if she lives right there by town where she goes to a store or restaurant nearby. In order for her to get back into her house, a lot of homes have steps that go up into the house over a foundation. And if there's no ramp there for her to get in the house, she's going to have trouble getting her wheelchair in. So they need a wheelchair ramp. And the house needs a roll-in shower. So a lot of showers in the homes are either installed inside of bathtubs, or at least have like a little raised lip on them, where you can't get a wheelchair in there. You can't just roll your wheelchair into the bathroom and roll it right into the shower. So they need to make some accommodations there, and they need to install a roll-in shower for her. The house needs a home health aide to help care for Katie. So they need to hire support staff to come in and work with Katie, depending on how many hours she needs them. That's up to them. But yeah, sometimes some people have home health care workers or support staff that are there 24/7, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and they just alternate shifts. So she does not have one currently, and if she's going to be moving out of the home that she's currently in, the care center, then she already has support staff there. If she moves into her new place, she's going to need new support staff to help her out. Katie has her own bedroom. Now Katie can make her own shop, make her room her own. She picks a paint color for her room. Katie picks a comforter for her bed. She picks pictures for the walls. Katie's dream is coming true. So if she moves into her new house, and she did, Katie has her own bedroom. So she no longer has a roommate. She's living in there on her own, sounds like. Katie can make her room her own. So she doesn't have to share a room with a roommate. That means she can put up whatever pictures she wants. She doesn't have to think about maybe if her roommate didn't like some of the things that she liked. He might get upset if she was hanging certain things up in the room. She picks a paint color for her room, so she got to pick a nice color that she liked. Katie picks a comforter for her bed, so she's got her own bed in there, and she's going to pick the comforter for it. And she picks pictures for the walls, so she gets to decide what gets hung up on the walls. Again, if that roommate doesn't like some things, maybe they get upset and those things come off. They have to come off the wall, or they can't be up there in the first place. Or maybe the care center doesn't let you hang up things on their walls. Depends on the place that and their rules. Katie's dream is coming true. That's awesome to hear. Katie was happy at the care center. Katie is even happier now in her own home. She can help her home health aide cook and clean. Moving takes time and planning. Moving is hard work. But Katie loves her new home. Her dream came true. So even though Katie did like it at the care center, her dream was to have her own house to live in. So now she's even happier because she does have that now. She has her own place to live in, and she can help her home health aide cook and clean. So maybe at the care center, there was a janitor that was hired to take care of all the cleaning around the place, and they didn't let any of the anybody that was living there, like Katie, actually help out and clean. Maybe the same thing with the cooking. Maybe all the cooking was done in the back kitchen, and they didn't let any individuals who live there assist in any of the cooking. Whereas now she has her own home, she can help out and start learning some of those life skills, cooking and cleaning. Very important things to know. Moving takes time and planning. That it does. So you got to figure out if you're moving from the care center. Maybe she didn't have too many things, but sometimes if you're moving from one house to another house, maybe you already have a bunch of furniture, a bunch of belongings, clothing, pictures, things that you do for hobby. If you already have a bunch of stuff like that, and you already have trouble moving around yourself, or even doing some of the simple life skills that, or some things that some people might find is simple and more difficult for others, then you're going to have to think things like that out. Find moving companies that might have to come in and help you out, or friends or family that are able to assist with stuff like that. Renting trucks. You have to align dates. What dates work for you in your move? And maybe the company's booked up and they're not available for that weekend. And you have to plan ahead. Okay. Moving is hard work. It is. It's very hard work. If you're actually picking the stuff up and moving around yourself, it can be all day, couple day event, and it can be very tiring. And if you're not careful, you can injure yourself. If you're not bending the right way, picking things up, it's got to be very careful doing that. But Katie loves her new home, and her dream came true. So Katie's dream was to have a house, and she got it. Her dream came true. So let's look at some tips. It is never too early to think about where to live. So maybe think about that right now while you're off on our break and doing learning from home. Think about maybe where you want to live. Do you want to stay where you're at? Who do you want to live with? Do you want to have a new roommate? Live with a friend? Do you want to stay living with family members? So where do you want to live? Who do you want to live with? Do you want to live in a city? Do you want to live out in the country? Do you want to live in an apartment? Do you want to live in a house? So think about those things, maybe where you want to live. Talk with your transition team about your dreams. So, and if there's something else you have in mind about where you might want to live, talk with your family, talk with anybody that's advocating for you, talk with your transition team, your teachers, any social workers you might have, anybody that's involved in your transition team, talk with them. Hey, this is what where I'd like to live one day. This is what I see as fulfilling my dream. Let's move down a little bit and let's go look at, this thing is not moving quick. This is faster. There we go. Let's look at our quiz. So, number one, what is the story about? What is the story about? If you have somebody there you can discuss it with, or you can point or eye gaze up at some of the options we have up here. What is the story about? Shopping, moving, or cleaning? What was the story about? Was the story about shopping? Was the story about moving? Or was the story about cleaning? Number two, who does Katie share a room with? Dad. Does Katie share a room with her teacher? Does Katie share a room with her roommate? Does Katie share a room with her dad? Does Katie share a room with her teacher? Does Katie share a room with her roommate? Number three, what do Katie's parents and support staff find? Do Katie's parents and support staff find a car? Did Katie's parents and support staff find a house? Or did Katie's parents and support staff find a dog? What do Katie's parents and support staff find? Did they find a car? Did they find a house? Or do they find a dog? Number four, what will Katie's house need? Will Katie's house need ladders? Will Katie's house need bikes? Will Katie's house need changes? What will Katie's house need? Will they need ladders? Will Katie's house need bikes? Or will Katie's house need changes? Number 5. We're going down too far. Jump back up. There we go. What is important to know about this story? A, wear clean clothes to work. B, a move needs time and a plan. Or C, be polite at work. What is important to know about this story? Is it A, wear clean clothes to work? B, a move needs time and a plan? Or C, be polite at work? All right, let's go through and look at our options again and our questions. What was this story about? Was it about shopping? Were they going to the store? Were they buying items? Were they moving? Was the story about packing things up, finding a new home, looking for a new place to live, moving in, finding out if we need to make any changes? Or was the story about cleaning? So wiping things down, vacuuming, dusting, cleaning your home, cleaning your business. The story was about B, moving. Moving, right? We learned about Katie living in a care center, having support staff there, but her dream was to own a home, and she moved. Number 2, who does Katie share a room with? Does Katie share a room with her dad? Did we hear about her father at all in the story, that she lived with him, shared a room with him? Who does Katie share a room with? Is it her teacher? Did she talk about her at all? Did we learn about her teacher? Or does Katie share a room with a roommate? Somebody that lives in the room with her. The answer is C, roommate. Katie shared a room with a roommate, right? She had a friend, they got along, they lived in the same room, but Katie's dream was to move and have a house of her own. Number 3, what do Katie's parents and support staff find? A, a car. B, a house. Or C, a dog. Did they find a car where they can get into, they can drive it to different places? Did they find a house for Katie to live in? Or did they find Katie a new dog? They found Katie a new house to live in, right? She was leaving the care center. She wanted to live in a house of her own, and her parents and support staff help her out to find that house. Number 4, what will Katie's house need? What will Katie's house need? Does Katie's house need ladders? Tall ladders that you climb up on? Maybe you could do some painting from the tall ladder, change some light bulbs, change some smoke detector batteries, which one of mine started chirping last night and reminded me I never got around to doing my spring battery change. So reminder for you at home, if you're able to, go around this time of the year, maybe change your smoke detectors. Some people do it during time changes. So when they spring forward or fall back and doing the change of the hours on the clocks, a lot of people do it at that time of year. I didn't do that. I heard one of mine chirping last night and I had to get a ladder out and I had to change my smoke detector battery. But I digress. Sorry for getting off topic. So what will Katie's house need? They need a ladder. Do they need a bike? Is Katie going to need a bike to sit on and pedal on? Maybe she rides around for fun. Maybe she rides to the store on her with her support staff on a bike. Or does Katie's house need changes? Number C, changes. Do you need any changes to the house so Katie could live in there and get inside, get in and out? Katie's house needed number C, changes, right? She needed a ramp so she could get into the house. She needed a roll-in shower so she could actually take a shower. Number 5, what is important to know about this story? A, wear clean clothes. Did we talk about making sure that we wear clean clothes for hygiene purposes? Is it B, a move needs time and a plan? Did we talk about important reasons for moving needing a time and a plan? Or C, be polite at work? Did we talk about manners at work and how we're supposed to act with our coworkers? So number 5, what is important to know about this story? It was B, a move needs time and a plan. Remember, we talked about if you need to schedule people to come help you out, help you move, if you have a lot of things, even if you don't have a lot of things and you just have a hard time with yourself, with even moving some of those smaller things or even less items, you still are going to need a plan. You're going to need to know when you can move into places, when you schedule to move out of places. So lots of things to think about before you plan a big move. So I hope everybody enjoyed our story today, a big move. And in the meantime, think about maybe if you want to live somewhere else. Do you enjoy where you're living right now? Or would you rather live somewhere else? And who can you talk to about that? Remember your parents, your family, sisters, brothers, siblings, anybody that's supporting you, anybody like your teachers, anybody on your transition team that meets with your IEP meetings. Talk with those people. Let them know where you want to live. Okay. Hope everybody has a great day and finishes off with a nice evening. Thank you very much. I'll see y'all soon.